What is up, everyone? How are you all doing on this September 11th? We're waiting for CPI data. We're waiting for more juice from the market. Although we're above key price levels, we're waiting to see what happens. Maybe this will be a juicy day for us. Maybe we'll get something nice, something... Whoa, what is going on with my screen? Let me see if I could fix it right here. Hold on real quickly. I gotta see if I can get my screen record to match this right here. Hold on a quick second, Rochaw. Hold on. I gotta fix this. This is what happens when you get a Nuevo monitor, everyone. I'm just kind of reshrinking, refitting everything, making sure everything fits up on the screen. There we go. How does that look? You able to see my whole screen? You able to see the entire heat map? What's up and happy Thursday to you all. Trick is in the house. Alcoholic Click is hanging out with us. Jimmy's hanging out with us as well. We got some OG viewers in the house. Joseph is hanging out with us. Quentin, Liquid Snake, Yanni live at the Acropolis, and Marty Smith rounded it out. Little green bike here too. Oh, maybe I'll get some biking in today. That'd be kind of a cool thing. All right, my screen looks a little bit better now that you can actually see it. Yeah, I had to re-shrink my screen because I'm going with I got an ultra wide screen now in my main monitor right here, one of those wraparound ones. So what you just saw was me re-shrinking my screen because it was going for my previous look to it. So, yeah, what's up, everyone? We got Andrew in the house as well. What's up, all you crypto fans out there? Pretty nice to see some green up on the screen to start our day off. Andrea's hanging out with us from Norway. Well, hello to all the fans from across the pond. What do we got going on today? It's CPI data, baby. CPI data comes out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. T-Boot says what we're all thinking. Happy Thursday and good morning, Biz Nachos. What's up, everyone? How you doing? New England Lyle says, what about me? I got you covered, New England Lyle. Yeah, how's everyone doing today? Quentin Miller hanging out with us. How y'all doing? Hello from Kentucky as well. We're hanging out. It's a thirsty Thursday. I've got my Agua Pura, as you can see right here. Just throwing it out there. Ooh, we got Swear up 700 this morning. G Bishops is XRP. Ioanni Batista says, "Que pasa, Klaus?" Honestly, I've been up since 5 a.m. My doggy's not doing the best, so I've been doing a little bit of daddy doggy daycare attention time. Yeah, when your doggy's not feeling so good, you gotta do whatever you can to make them puppies feel good. Yeah, she's having a little bit of problems, so I've been up for a few hours. I'm already a little bit tired, and yeah, just kind of one of those situations. Hello from Finland. Miko hanging out with us. Urias' first live for me. We'll do these live streams are awesome. What makes these live streams so good is not me, it's you. It's the viewer and it's the chat. The chat on these streams are freaking awesome. Hello from Macedonia as well. Ooh, Quentin says hit the like. And what's up, channel members watching today? Today is all about CPI data. Now, why is CPI data so important? Well, it has to do with the consumer pays, which makes sense. Why does that make sense? It's because it's what we pay. So, I mean, obviously it helps because it's data reflective to us. But this is because right now, this is the biggest report that Jerome Powell and the Fed use to determine rate cuts. So, if CPI data is high, Jerome doesn't want to cut because he's going to be like, yo, inflation is too much. We could leave rates higher for longer. So what happens is what? Well, we wait for juicy CPI data. Trick dropping some support on the channel. Thank you very kindly. Everyone give Trick a big thank you for Trick for supporting the channel. I'm going to give him a big thank you as well. Thank you, sir. Let me type this in. I'm having a little bit of There we go. Here we go. Ooh, what's going on here? Here we go. Thank you, sir, for the support. Everyone, a big thank you to Trick for helping out the channel. Yeah, so CPI data comes out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Eric Malcolm says, saying hello from Sequoia National Forest. Well done. Well done, Sequoia National Forest. I could use a little bit of time out in the woods right now. Sorry, I'm just getting everything set up. Like I said, it's been kind of a hectic morning. Yeah, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. My wife sent me the message yesterday when she was on her way home. I saw it, and then someone sent me a message saying that they watched the video, and then Trick sent me an email saying that he saw it, and I was like, yo, I am not watching that at all. Really, really sad with Charlie Kirk, man. And that goes to my point that I've been talking to a lot of you guys and gals about. It's radicalism, extremism, no matter what it is a bad thing. It doesn't matter if you're extreme for this or extreme for that. Yo, that is not so hot. Krishna's hanging out with us. Thomas is checking in from Cali. West Coast, Best Coast, East Coast, Beast Coast. Eric Malcolm dropping support on the channel as well. Everyone give Eric a big thank you for that. Thank you, sir, as well. Yes, support for the channel. Greatly appreciated. CPI, that's the deal for today. What do we got going on? We got altcoin season action. Check it out. Altcoin season index, 67 out of 100. Yo, that's juicy stuff. This is the highest we've seen it here in the last 90 days plus, everyone. Last 90 days. So what are you seeing? And what are we noticing? The alts starting to move. Bitcoin starting to stall. Now, why are the alts starting to move? Well, a lot of players out there are thinking that Bitcoin, yeah, it has upside. I think a lot of people still agree Bitcoin has upside. But they're looking at the alts thinking, whoa, whoa, whoa. The alts got even more upside than BTC. So players right now are looking at the alts going, you know what? There's some deals out there. There's some big 2x, 3x, 4x multipliers that are available right now. And people want to get in on that action. Krishna giving some support as well. Says, Klaus is the Fonzie of the crypto news. Hey, I like that one. Titanium dropping support from across the pond as well. Some pounds. So some UK support. Loving it, all the UK fans. Everyone, thank you for the support this morning. I am seriously humbled by it. So give Krishna and Titanium a big thank you for the support for the channel. So, alts starting to move. Like I said, players out there, big players are looking at this going, well, wait a minute. If we get regs, we could add these alts to our strategic reserves. That's really, really big. Now, they do that, they look at this and go, well, wait a minute. Can we start stacking these alts like they're stacking BTC? Can we get in on some of these bargains? Dude, that's pretty big news, right? Now, a lot of these players, and I'm going to be fair with y'all right now, a lot of these players will not get in until we actually get regs day one. For real, a lot of players right now are waiting for regs. And I know you're going, but bro, they're going to come. I get that, trust me. But a lot of businesses out there, they don't want to take the risk because we've seen what happened in the Gensler era. They shot us down. Francisco P dropping support on the channel as well. Everyone give Francisco P a big thank you. Dave B says, hey Klaus, from Australia, love the show. Well, good day, mate. How about we put another shrimp on the bobby? Name the movie. Yes. Pop Trey says stacking XRP since 2017. Well done. Well done, long-time player out here. I've been covering crypto on YouTube now for, I think this is my 6th year, and I've been in it a couple years before then. So I've seen a lot of stuff as well, and I've seen a lot of OG viewers hanging out with us right now. The Amazing World PC says, morning, my friend. Today is a good day, not just because I'm watching you live, because yesterday was the first day with me going without nicotine vape or using vape for a full 24 hours. Well done. Well done. I love that. Yes, Dumb and Dumber for those of you that got the reference. Well done. Yeah, and for those of you kicking the habits, good job on that. Well done on the habit breaking. Muskegon, Michigan. Like that as well. This is a knife. That's not a knife. This is a knife. That is from what, everyone? That is from Crocodile Dundee. Yeah, throwing it out there. For those of you that do not know, the reason of this live stream and the reason why we're here is for CPI data. Here's the trend over the last year. Here's the problem we got. Things have been heating up a little bit. Okay, there's the trend. Yeah, hasn't looked so good since May. We've had a little bit of an uptick right here. The thing is, though, is the CME group that has been like really on top of this stuff still has us at 100% chance that we're going to get a rate cut. 100% chance of a rate cut. That's wild. Titanium says, thanks all. And to you, Klaus. No, thank you, everyone. And thank you, Titanium, seriously, for all the comments and everything. Seriously. I do this for the viewer. I got to be honest with everyone. The viewer makes this channel, and that's why I am here. That's why I'm here this morning. That's why I bring you the news even when I'm travel. And yes, I will be traveling soon enough. But right now, the CME group says, 100% chance that we're going to get a rate cut in 6 days. That's right. It's next week, Wednesday. 8% chance that we're going to get a 50 basis point cut. John Page says, that's not an Aussie accent, mate. I know, my Australian accent sucks. I'm really not a good voice actor, For someone that gets paid for their voice, just throwing it out there, that's not me. Sailing vessel Thora Sailing hanging out with us as well. Yes, love us the sailing fans out there. What kind of boat you sailing on, my guy? That's not a knife. That's not a spoon. Knife. You've been playing knifey spoonsies. Liking it. So yeah, CME Group says Jerome is going to cut. The reason CME Group says Jerome is going to cut is because the CME Group is saying that Jerome left rates too high for too long. And that he's doing damage to what? He's doing damage to the job market. See, recently, we've seen the job markets pull back quite heavily. So with the job market pullback, we're seeing now the damage with rates, and Jerome potentially backed into the corner of having to cut rates. Yeah. So even if he doesn't want to, he might have to. Al Van D dropping some support on the channel. Some Oi Rose, thank you very much. Let me put a little note. Everyone give Al Van D a big thank you. Thank you for the support. I will put a message down as well. So give Van D a big thank you as well. I appreciate it. So right now, what's the crypto market thinking? The crypto market's thinking, okay, we'll get a cut. But are we only getting a cut because you screwed us with the jobs? I mean, that kind of is a shitty part too, right? I mean, if the jobs are really screwed up, we might have a bigger problem of jobs being a bigger issue than what? Yeah, than rates going down. And I think this is where a lot of us, and I know I talked to Trick about this a lot, maybe Jerome should have cut rates months and months ago and should have just taken a lot softer, easier path. But he's been very hawkish about this. Fell off my horse says, you're up early, Klaus. Yes, I'm up early, and the reason I'm up early is because my doggy is not doing so well, so I've been up with her for the last few hours this morning. For those of you that have missed it, my dog Leia, the white German Shepherd, she's actually fairly sick, so I'm just keeping an eye on her, and she had some issues this morning, so I've been up with her this morning. We've been hanging out. She's hanging out with me on the floor. She's sleeping right now on the door. So I'm hanging out with her, hanging out with you. We're doing a little live stream. We're talking CPI. We're talking crypto market. We're talking altcoins roaring right now. 67 out of 100. Loving it. Alabama hanging out with us in the house. Magic Mark. Love the name, by the way. Yeah, I know. It's tough with the dogs, guys. She's older. She's a 10-year-old German Shepherd, and she's the one that I take in the mountains climbing with me. She's the one that does all the Colorado trips with me. She's the one that does all, like, the cool, like, adventures and stuff like that. So She's lived a really, really robust life. She does all the hunting with me. She has been like my partner in crime for like the last like 10 years. And she has just been a sweetheart, and she's still a sweetheart. It's really tough because she's getting older, and she's having some health problems. So she's really tough. So she's hanging out with me in the studio. That's why we're doing new stuff. Derek Patton says, I know you can't give financial advice, but if CPI comes in lower, do you think this will be a good time to invest? I always think it's a good time to invest. I think because if you look at it this way, right? Here's a phrase. I'll put it to you this way, okay? The best time to invest was yesterday. The second time to invest is today. And the reason I say that is because as long as you take like a zoomed out approach, investing is all about long term. For me personally, okay? For a lot of other people out there, they look at investing different ways. But for me, it's all about long term. And there's been times where I've bought something and then like the price has gone down a month later or 6 months later. But like the majority of things that I've gotten into months and months and months and months down the road, like I've done good. Like I've done really, really good. Like I've bought some gold and I freaked out because like its prices dropped by like $100 or a couple $100. Dude, like a year down the road, gold has gone up a whole bunch. Like silver's gone up a whole bunch. Crypto's gone up a whole bunch. So a lot of it has to do with the housing. I got caught in the housing market issue in 2008. Well, I'm way up on housing right now. So it's all relative. And honestly, it all depends on how long you hold for in the speculative market that you get in it. I'm not a fan of trying to chase like tops and bottoms. I play within the goalposts. Okay. So for me, I'm not a chaser. I'm not a person like, oh, I'm trying to time this, I'm trying to time that. I buy some here, I buy some there, and I'm very strategic with my buys too. I don't chase. I didn't get the Circle IPO. A lot of you know that. I did not get the Circle IPO. I didn't chase it. I haven't bought any Circle. I had a price target right off the start, and because I didn't get that price target, I just left it. I did. I just left it alone. And so I will not be participating in Circle. I'll wait for next IPO. And that's maybe a big lesson that I want to share with everyone out there is there's always going to be opportunities, right? There's always going to be an IPO. There's always going to be another crypto. There's always going to be something. So don't ever feel like you're missing out and there's never going to be another chance. There's always going to be another chance, right? I mean, I know this is really bad. But today is what, everyone? Today is 9/11, right? Well, do you remember 9/11 many, many years ago? The markets like heavily crashed. That was a buying opportunity. So again, there's always opportunities around there, okay? Trick says silver to 50 by Christmas. Dude, silver's another good example. For years and years and years, silver was held back. And now we're starting to see silver roar. Grayscale IPO. That's the whole thing. There's going to be plenty of juicy IPOs out there. I'm telling you right now, if Ripple were to do an IPO, I would get in on that, right? And that's my whole point. There's always going to be offerings out there that you're going to get into, so shepherds have lots of hip issues. Shepherds have lots of autoimmune issues. And lots of skin issues. It just happens. And she's a 10-year-old shepherd. She is heavier, though, than she was last year. So she's keeping her weight up, which is really, really good. It's just, she's getting older, and she's had a very active life. She's done a lot of adventures with me. So it's not like she's, hasn't had fun. But she's getting older, and she's got some health issues that she's dealing with. But we're doing really good. For real. IPO action for Ripple. If they were to really IPO, and I'm not talking about the link to bullshit where they screw people. I'm talking about like a legit market IPO, I would get into it. Do they need an IPO? No, they got plenty of money. And they don't want to give up market control. But if they were to ever to do one, I would so get into that. Moot Pointless says, look at the unemployment in Las Vegas and the empty homes and no traffic. Yeah, Vegas goes through that all the time. Every so many years, Vegas goes through this vacuum. They had it, God, I want to say like 6-7 years ago where housing went to nothing. The streets in Vegas were empty. It's very cyclical in Vegas. And Vegas is like a big underground population too. Something to look up, by the way. Let's see. Link to BS for sure. Yeah, the Link to situation, not only did they screw people over with selling shares, they sold shares at an unfair premium, and they were sniping it from other people. That was a big, big problem. Mr. Fantastic says, was going to get into Gemini, but I don't know. I think it'll be dumped and I could get in under 26. Yeah, the Gemini IPO, obviously, I don't think it's going to be as big as the Circle IPO. Circle's where it's at. And why was the Circle IPO so big? Because we got stablecoin regs, everyone. So, like, Circle timed it perfectly. Like if you wanted, like, holy shit, Circle timed it perfectly. You know what I mean? I Live It says 2008. Yeah. 2008 was exactly what I'm talking about. I got totally crushed for the housing thing then. I survived it. A lot of us survived it. Jimmy dropping some support on the channel as well. Everyone give Jimmy a big thank you for dropping support. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it, and everyone else as well. He says, big week, buddy. This is a big week. Because if we get CPI data that's even higher than this, I don't know. It makes me wonder if Jerome Powell's going to pause one more time. But then if he pauses one more time, it makes you think that he just backed himself into a corner to go with a 50 basis point cut for the October meeting. And if he does that, that'll shake market confidence. I'm telling you, that's the big fear we have, is if he screws us with the meeting here, he'll what? Yep, back himself into a 50 basis point cut in October. But the market really does. The market rotates through all of these different cycles. You always hear about black swan events. You always hear about, oh, blah, 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 you know. Little Green Bike says, I did not survive 2008. It got me. No, you did survive 2008. You're here. You're here and you're smarter. You learned from it. And last time I checked, it's 2025. So yeah, you're 17 years wiser. You're 17 years better off. So you did survive 2008. So don't feel bad about it, everyone. But there's always opportunities out there. There's always IPO opportunities out there. There's always short squeezes to play. I like playing short squeezes. There's certain markets that are really juicy to play short squeezes on. I'm a big fan of shorts. Don't feel like you're going to miss out. Honestly, don't. Same thing with crypto. There's always going to be crypto opportunities. Crypto itself as a whole is very volatile, right? So if the Middle East starts going all stupid again, what do you think is going to happen to crypto? Crypto is going to go down. If the United States starts having some economic turmoil, what do you think is going to happen to crypto? Boom, going to go back down again. So yeah, don't freak out. Don't freak out. You will be okay. Gravity Junkie says, 2008 sucked. Lost a ton. Okay now. X got burned. Yeah, I mean, 2008 did suck. Housing did suck in 2008. A ton of people. My house got washed in 2008. I lived in Will County at that time, suburb of Chicago, and Will County was one of the worst to get hit in the country. Home values were down like 60+% in like an 18-month period. Like, it was so bad that like you were changing the prices of your house 1 to 2 times a month. It was nuts. Alan Dwell says, think he has already backed himself into a corner, thinking multiple half-point cuts before December. Alan, if he's forced into multiple half-point cuts, that's going to tell the market that he screwed up, which will force the market down, thinking that he was too late to the party. And that's the whole thing. See, we've been having these conversations now for months and months and months and months. And the problem that we're having is we all have been saying, dude, just give us a quarter now. You could always pause again. You could always raise rates. You could always do whatever the F you want to do. But he hasn't. He's been just a laggard. He's been late to the frickin' party, man. I mean, let's see. Van Dozer says, what state do you guys think will be next to announce a stable coin? Ooh, that's a good one. The thing is, Wyoming wants a stable coin because we know Loomis is a maxi. Outside of Loomis, you don't have too many senators that are crazy like her. So in terms of states picking a stable coin, I'm not looking too much at states picking a stable coin, but I am looking more and more at what banks are going to be doing stable coins. And I'm telling you, I think your big banks are going to be launching them anytime now. I think you're going to be hearing about big banks launching stable coins, and that's where the money's going to be. The money is going to be in stables. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time is CPI data. Other big news right now. The SEC has delayed more ETFs. That's right. The SEC has postponed decisions on ETFs targeting ETH, staking Solana, and XRP. Oh, that's right. More news that just came in. The SEC has extended its deadline on ETF proposals for staking features for major altcoins. They are now pushing these things out until October 30th, and some of them now to November 13th. Whoa, everyone. You're talking now for ETFs, for Franklin Templeton now, for Solana, pushed to the 14th. So the SEC doing its thing, delaying even more ETFs. And yes, we should call him Jerome Powell late to the party. Oh, Jerome gets invited to the party. That's because Jerome's got the connects, man. Oh, gosh. Horrible stuff. Let's see. Yeah, Jerome. I don't know. I'm hopeful Jerome will cut rates. Dude, we've seen time and time again, he just doesn't, man. This phase when we went from 3 to 2.8 to 2.4 to 2.3, that was his chance right here to cut rates, and he didn't. So, just throwing it out here. The Amazing World PC says 465 people watching, and not everybody has hit the like button on the live stream. Yeah, if you could, please hit that like button. It helps push the stream out for people. We're here for CPI data. If you stake more, do you earn more? No, a lot of these places have the same staking percentages no matter how much you stake. The thing though with staking is this. The SEC looks at staking as a naughty. They look at staking like a contract, which would mean what? Securities. Securitas. Jeremiah Johnson hanging out with us, talking about the cruise ship dude, because he owed some money. Altcoin season looks hot. Pescado Tejano says, what's up, dude? I'm telling you what's up right now. Crypto's what's up. Jimmy has been a member for 44 months. OG viewers in the house. What's up, Jimmy? Jimmy flexing his status right there. 44 months. That's pretty baller. Just got to throw it out there. 44 months is a long time. Jerome is invited 2 years in advance, and he still will be late. Fuck yeah. Dude, Jerome takes 20 minutes to run a 10-minute race. Just throwing it out there. So, what are we thinking, everyone? Are we thinking CPI is going to be good? Does Jerome even care about CPI because he's in trouble with being backed in the corner with the jobs market? Did the jobs report screw him over? I mean, just throwing it out there. David says, so a 50 basis point in October is on top of the ETF approval and BlackRock is involved. Sounds like October is going to pop off. It's right in front of our faces. The whole thing with BlackRock is this. BlackRock is not buying anything for themselves. They're buying it through their ETFs. All right? So BlackRock is buying all this stuff for their ETFs. Speaking of ETFs, Bitcoin had its first big inflow day yesterday that it's had in the last month and a half. BTC had an inflow of $741 million yesterday. That's the best we've seen in the last month and a half. Let me take a quick drink right here. My sinuses, my throat are starting to bug me. Give me a quick second here. And for those of you in the listening audience that have been keeping track, I got a telephone call from the doctor yesterday. They called me and said, hey, we would like to get you in sooner. Can you please come into our office sooner? We would like to see you to talk about your CT scan. And I was like, yes, I could get my butt in there sooner. So I am getting that checked out sooner. So golf clap for me, getting to see the specialist even sooner since my CT scan. So awesome. Just throwing it out there. MC Prosperity says, hopefully the Clarity Act goes through this month, early October. The Clarity Act will not. I repeat, the Clarity Act will not be going through this month. Here's the whole problem with that, okay? You've got people in the Senate right now struggling, all right? Struggling right now thinking that, well, we might get markup at the end of this month. We would maybe get regs in October, most likely November. So look at regs, October back half into November. Just throwing it out there. And it's not going to be the Clarity Act, all right? It's going to be some hybrid market structure bill, some pieces of the Clarity Act, some pieces from the Senate's version of it. Let's see. Someone asked if I was training yet. I'm not really training. Like, I'm kind of running. I'm kind of doing some light stuff. I can't do much. I still don't feel really well. Like, you can kind of hear it in my voice. I'm not really, like, doing much. I can run, like, a couple miles, and then I'm an absolute disaster the rest of the day. And I'm taking tons and tons of medication, and it's just really, really, really not helping. So, just throwing it out there. I'm not really training, but I'm being active. Does that count, right? Like, my goal is, because, like, my 2025 race season got completely screwed. My goal is to have, like, a rebound 2026 racing season. There you go. That's my goal. That's my goal. Blank says, when does the data get released? Data gets released at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Jeremiah Johnson says, I'm heading to South Carolina tomorrow to buy a house. I'm going to be Klaus's neighbor. Hell yeah, come down to South Carolina, where you could shoot poncho pistolas all day long. We're not friendly to the Canibas down here, but boy, if you want to buy yourself some guns, son, the South is where you want to go. Paul is saying what we're all thinking. The reason they're delaying all these ETFs is because they're waiting for regs. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the SEC is delaying every freaking ETF, man. The SEC is delaying every damn ETF out there. I'm just frustrated with the SEC's lack of action. I mean, for real, it's just a lack of action. Blanks is nice. I'll catch the data right before I walk in for surgery. Well, honestly, good luck with the surgery, man. We all wish you the best with that. Hopefully it's nothing major, and hopefully you come out better than how you started. Yes. Kitchen Switch says, happy post-hump day. Nice. Love it. Today is Thursday, Thirsty Thursday, otherwise known as CPI Data Dump Day. CPI data comes out in about 12 minutes. Aquariology says, looking like XRP might push past the 3 weeks of consolidation. Come on, 304. Jeremiah Johnson says, moving to Bluffton from Tampa. Oh, I used to live in Bluffton, dude. You'll like Bluffton. It's busy now, I'm not going to lie. Bluffton is really busy, but it is a really cool area. Chris says, Klaus, is there dates yet for regs? Regs, they're most likely looking now at the back half of October into November. Trick says the flavor of the day is Bruce Banner. Oh, all right. Perp. I'm just saying, throwing it mine in perp. All right, just throwing it out there, perp. Let's see what else. Marie Burns is hanging out with us as well. What's up, Klaus and XRP fam? We're hanging out. We're talking Jerome Powell being forced into a corner. CME Group saying, yo, 100% chance that we're going to get a rate cut, you know. What does it say? Sometimes says, boring, no one is talking about the data release today. I'm talking about the data release today. I don't know what you're talking about. I am.
I'm talking about data release. Crypto CJ says, might be moving to Greenville, South Carolina. That's my neck of the woods. Greenville is really, really nice. The upstate of South Carolina is a good mix of suburb plus mountain plus it's awesome. It's really awesome. Jason says, is there any possibility there to be emergency rate cut today? No. No chance of an emergency rate cut today. You have a meeting 6 days away. With a meeting 6 days away, there'd be no point of doing an emergency rate cut. Evan Rogers says, what's up, Klaus? If I would tokenize my Huang, will it get bigger? Yes. Yes. I am thinking of tokenizing my Huang and seeing how much I can add to the size of my Wang by tokenizing it. I might even tokenize my Wang on the Stellar Chang. Love me some Skywalker. Skywalker OG, I gotta throw it out there. I have had me some Skywalker back in the other day. Do they still call the South Dixieland? In some places they do. And they still fly the Confederate flag in some places, just throwing it out there. Please tell all, don't move to the South. We are fun. South Carolina is really cool. Just throwing it out there. South Carolina is really cool. Living in Columbia, South Carolina since 2001, loving it. Yeah, South Carolina is really legit. South Carolina's very friendly people. It's not that busy. It's not expensive. You can find cool homes here. The summer humidity is a little rough in the South. But yo, the winter, spring, and falls out in South Carolina are awesome. The upstate has the mountains. The coast has the beaches and stuff. Oh, you cannot miss it. White Widow for Sean Allen. I see we have a lot of Canibus fans in the house. CPI data is in 9 minutes. The SEC is delaying action. Altcoin season looks hot AF, everyone. Right now, altcoin season is 67 out of 100. Gravity Junkie says, do you have lakes in South Carolina? We do. We've got quite a few lakes in South Carolina. We've got some really big lakes in South Carolina. The one thing that South Carolina is missing is decent hunting. I grew up in the north, upper Midwest. We had great deer hunting, great turkey hunting, great pheasant hunting. Loved it. You come to the south, the deer hunting sucks. The deer are like the size of like big dogs down here. The turkey hunting down here sucks. The bird hunting down here sucks. So the hunting, I'm not a big fan of the hunting in South Carolina. I was seriously like spoiled with my hunting up north. Like, you want to hunt some big deer in like Illinois, Wisconsin, South Dakota? Yeah, you're spoiled. You want to hunt pheasant? You go to South Dakota. Go to South Carolina, you don't go for hunting. So, yeah, Lake Murray is great for fishing. Alaskan Thunderfunk. Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there, you know. It's all about what you want. Sour Diesel, Blue Dream. Oh, my God, you guys. Come on now. I'm a 28-year-old man. He's a 28-year-old man. I'm in the upstate of South Carolina. I'm Greenville, Anderson area. I'm foothills, mountain foothills. So, we used to have large deer in the Mississippi Delta area many, many, many years ago. You guys have dove season? Yeah, we do have dove season in South Carolina. But like dove season, if you try to compare that to like pheasant season in South Dakota, it's not the same. Like, seriously, it's hunting season in the South just kind of sucks. Just throwing it out there. Yeah, Missouri-Kansas border is nice. But again, it's not the South. The South just doesn't have the food plots like the North has for their deer. I used to live in Bluffton, which is right by like Hilton Head, you know, Beaufort, that area. I used to. Now I live in the upstate. Just throwing it out there. Shane Wilkins says, good morning, brother. I hope today is a kick-ass day. I hope so too, man. I hope so too. I hope we get some juicy CPI data. I hope that the heat map stays nice and green. I hope that we get some good news. Gorilla Glue number 4, yes. And you have to call it GG number 4 because Gorilla Glue went after him. That's kind of bullshit, just to throw it out there. Just throwing it out there. I'm just saying. We hope that we get some good news when it comes to getting more regs. Check out a brew called Golden Grove Brewery right off 85. I was just there. That's where they play disc golf. I was literally just there. I like a week and a half ago. I was literally just there. If that's the disc golf place, I was literally just there. Just there. We're hoping for some juicy CPI data. We're hoping for jobs to start chilling out a little bit because we don't want to deal with fears about recession. That would be bad. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. We want to make sure we keep bringing that up. Prayers to his family. Wake and bake from Harry. I'm down with that with a little bit of coffee cup. I like that as well. GG number 4. I'm a big fan of Granddaddy Perp. I'm just throwing that out there. I see we have a lot of GG fans in the house. Let's see. Jerome Powell is on the mic the 17th. That is not today. Today is CPI data. Disco and Shrooms. Not disco, shrooms, yes. Just throwing it out there. Maybe a little Sister Salvia for those of you in the listening audience. Nothing wrong with that. Got some in the chamber as we speak. Yes, Charlie Kirk throwing it out there. Skywalker OG, I know. Maybe Girl Scout cookies? Just throwing it out there. CPI data, 4 minutes. You know the deal. I'm going to be hitting that number like crazy. Now, the trend for inflation, this has been the 3-year trend. So obviously we're coming down, right? Right? We're coming down. Now the thing is, though, is we've come down a bit. We're waiting for rates to come down even more. Jerome, kind of slow to the party, you know? Yeah, Harry says, still can't believe the Charlie Kirk assassination. Yeah, that was nuts, man. That was seriously nuts. I cannot believe it either. Oh, good Lord, Salvia is the worst high. Hey, be nice. You just have to be able to handle it, dude. You gotta be able to handle it, and you gotta be able to have 1 foot in reality, and you gotta have 1 foot in Sister Salvia world. If you know how to keep 1 foot in each, it is one fun, wild ride. That's what I've been told. Right now, this is your inflation. This is what it's looked like. Okay? Obviously, the numbers have come down. We're still paying way too much. Okay, I'm not telling you that that price sucks and prices is bad. Prices are good. No, I'm just telling you right now, things are way too expensive. They need to come down. We just need it to come way down. All right, we need this to come way down. Oh, you could totally get lost on Sister Salvia. It is like 10 to 15 minutes of some of the wildest stuff out there, dude. Some of the wildest stuff, man. Sister Salvia, just throwing it out there. 8:27 right now. Yeah, Sister Salvia is for big kids. I gotta say that. You have to know how to handle your stuff for Sister Salvia. I do not recommend that. Doc Henry, coffee, shades, loving it. What's up, Henry? Patton says, bring on the war. No, don't bring on the war. We don't want that. We just want things to chill, man. That's what most of us want. Selling gold, no. I don't need to. I don't need the money, so no need to sell the gold. Silver, I got to be honest with you. I am eyeing silver deals right now. I think silver's the next player to start moving a lot. I think gold is expensive like BTC. So if I can eye deals in silver, I'm going to start looking for it. Cryptos, yeah, they're starting to move. We're starting to see the altcoins. Look at the altcoins right now moving compared to BTC. Here's BTC. The majority of cryptos right now are blowing the doors off of BTC. Only a few are losing. Only a few are losing right now to BTC. That's it. Shroomage, nothing wrong with that. My whole backyard is filled with toadstools. For real. Just throwing it out there. My whole backyard filled with toadstools. It is now 8:29. Let's keep refreshing CPI data and see what happens. Because right now we are going to see what the data says. We're waiting for August's data dump for CPI data. Big money salvia. Yeah, smash the likes, peeps. We started our stream a little early today. We got to get the party started. What did you miss today? Nothing just yet. Just me hitting the refresh button like a fiend on the screen, waiting for the data dump. That's what you see is me hitting that refresh button, waiting for it. I'm waiting for it to say, see how it says July right here in the middle? I'm waiting for that bitch to say August. Then I know I got the right data, waiting for it. Come on, give us something nice and low. Give us something nice and low. And again, then we have to ask ourselves, is Jerome going to cut anyways? Because he backed himself into a corner with the jobs market. Jobs, most recently, got adjusted to the downside, which means what? We are effed, girlfriend. Effed, my guys. So let's see if CPI data, by the way, expectations for CPI data, they're to come in at 2.7. Here we go. Oh, shit. CPI data came in hot. 2.9. 2.9 right now on CPI data. That is not good, everyone. CPI data came in hot. Look at this. We went up. Ooh, wow. That is not good. Oh, shit. Okay, let's see what happened. This is not good. CPI came in here. Let me make a note. I'm going to make a note on chat. CPI came in hot at 2.9. Not good. I'm going to put that up in here, and then I'm going to pin this because people are going to ask me, bro, what's the number? And then there you go. I got it up here. All right, so CPI came in here. Let's read this. Here you go. The CPI index increased 0.4% seasonally adjusted. The index for shelter rose 0.4% in August, the largest factor. I've been telling everyone homes, man. Damn it. Here's the other problem. The food at home index rose 0.6%. The food away from home rose 0.3. The energy index rose 0.7. Damn it. Gasoline index rose 1.9. Damn it. That is damn it. Crap. No, when CPI comes in hot like this is not, I repeat, this is not what helps us get cuts. This is shit. This sucks. This is bad. This is really bad. Here, look. Watch here. Look, this is XRP right now. This is XRP's candlestick. I've got that up on the screen. You can see it right, chaw. Yeah. Oh, this sucks. Oh, this freaking sucks right now. Damn it. Okay, so here's what we do, okay? CPI data came in bad. This is not good. We're going to watch the delta, okay? And what the delta is, it's the change in expectation from right now. So right now, basically 100% chance that we're going to get a rate cut. We're going to see later today if we still are going to be getting that, all right? If we're going to be getting that. Oh, this sucks. This really, really sucks, everyone. Yeah, CPI data came in hot. Came in at 2.9 right now with housing, energy, gasoline, and food all going up. So what happens is Jerome Powell comes in and he says, yo, tariffs are raising prices. If tariffs are raising prices, what does that mean? We can't cut rates. So that then tells us what? Jerome Powell, in my opinion, I don't think Jerome now will cut. CME Group is going to say, yeah, we think he's going to cut, but I don't know. This is not what we wanted. I've got the chart for XRP up on the screen right now. You can see this big red candlestick-a-roni. Oh, this really, really sucks, everyone. CPI data came in. This is not what we wanted. We wanted CPI to go down, not up. Oh, yeah. Okay, so essentially what you're seeing right now is the market is reacting to this right here. a 1 to a 3 month uptick. Yeah, now that being said, Jerome can still cut a quarter based on the fact that the jobs market sucks, right? He could still do it. He won't cut it a 50 for sure. This is a 50 off the table. 50 is not happening now. If anyone out there says, oh, Jerome is going to cut a 50, just hit him in the back of the head. A 50 basis point cut will not be happening right now. Damn it. Oh, frustrating. 25 still on the table. Now we just got to see, though, how the market reacts to this. Overall in the crypto market, what are we seeing? You're seeing people sell. Why are we seeing people sell? Because CPI data came out hot with housing, gasoline, energy, and food. Oh, this is horrible. And you know what's going to happen? Jerome Powell is going to blame tariffs. We all know exactly how this is going to work. Tariffs are going to be blamed, and Powell is going to say something like, oh, well, you know, with the uncertainty of tariffs, we just don't know, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Oh, man. So if Jerome Powell holds, markets are going to go down. If he cuts, we'll stay where we're at. If not, go up slightly. But right now, you're seeing the market react to what everyone, CPI data, being hotter than what it should be. Damn it. This is not good. So you had jobless claims, right, being adjusted. They were worse than what they were expected. And now CPI data is worse than what people expected. CPI was expected to come around 2.6, 2.7, came in at 2.9. So it was hotter than what was expected. Oh, man, this is not cool. So 50 basis point cut off the table. Quarter cut still here. Now, what is this going to do? This is going to make precious metals go up. Gold and silver are going to be going up, and up. I'm telling you that right now. Gold and silver are going to be roaring, everyone. Pay attention to gold and silver. When volatility is just the thing, gold and silver will be a roaring. Living Our Lives says, I hope he holds. Pretty sure Trump told him to keep holding until enough Americans are begging him to save them. Look, if he holds just a little bit more, he would be forced to do a 50 later in the year. That's the deal. Later in the year. Andrew says, but Klaus, I want to be wealthy and not have to work. Man, gold and silver might be your best bet for that, because holy crap, gold and silver are going to keep rolling. They're going to keep rolling because risk assets are going to be feeling the pain. They're going to be feeling the pain because if inflation keeps going up, you know the deal, everyone. Oh, man. Oh, get your dry powder ready, exactly. Always have your dry powder ready. Always. Garrett says, can the numbers be manipulated like the job numbers were? Yeah, I mean, all numbers can be manipulated. The thing is, though, with the CPI data, you don't see the revisions like you do with the job numbers. You really don't. Living Our Lives says, yep, the longer he holds, the bigger the payout for the people that are prepared. The problem is the longer that he holds, the more that we risk the housing market getting crushed. The more that we risk recession fears, too. The chat, love the name, by the way, says, hi, Klaus. Really appreciate your videos. I'm not perfect at this. Please explain how if prices go up overall, then why wouldn't a rate cut go down alleviate the issue? Thank you. Okay, here's the thing. Prices going up, right? People are blaming it on a whole bunch of things. They could blame it on tariffs. They could blame it on supply chain stuff. They could blame it on producers' profits, right? Being squeezed onto the consumer, all that stuff. Cutting rates would help with that, right? It would help with the rates you pay for your loans, what businesses pay and so forth, which is good. The problem we got, though, is if we cut rates and all of a sudden people spend a lot and go into more debt and all of a sudden the debt gets screwed, right? And people default, well, then you've got a whole big cyclical problem. So yes, cutting rates would be a good thing. Yes, cutting rates would help prices go down as long as the economy is healthy enough to digest it. Now, that being said, I personally think that the economy is healthy enough to digest it. I think the economy has been healthy enough a couple months ago to digest a rate cut. Jerome has been waiting. Remember, Jerome was late to raise rates when we were dealing with inflation, when we had the whole supply chain issue with the pandemic. Remember, he came out raising rates by 75. He raised it again, 75. Raised it again. He raised it 75 basis points 3 times in a row. So he was late to raise rates while we were all saying inflation is here. And he's like, no, it's transitory, right? Now he's late to the party cutting. Homes. Why are homes so freaking expensive? There's no inventory. People don't want to pay what they are now. People got used to the low home rates. Credit card loans are very high right now. Auto loans are very high. Companies right now, they're like, well, we don't want to spend because rates should be coming down, so they're holding off. So yes, lowering rates will help us all out. The problem is, though, is if we left rates too high for too long, we may have stifled the economy. Just throwing it out there. Oh, what a freaking thing. I don't know. I mean, look, we're not getting a 50 basis point cut. For sure. We're for sure not getting a 50 basis point cut. Will we get a quarter? It's definitely possible we still get a quarter. The problem is we're sure as shit not getting a 50. Gold and silver are going to roar. Even the CME group, I got new odds up on the screen right now. The CME group is saying, hey, look, 94% chance that we're going to get a quarter. So you're starting to see the odds right now change in terms of now more like a quarter, less like a 50. You're welcome, the chat. Totally welcome on that action. It will not be a 75. No chance in hell on a 75. I guess the big thing is this. If Jerome pauses one more time, the market's going to shit itself. If he pauses one more time, gold and silver will roar. Crypto markets will just dump. Now, that being said, the meeting for the Fed is on the 17th, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So we're not that far away, okay? We're 6 days away from that action, all right? That's it. Only 6 days away. Again, I want to make sure that I give a shout out to Charlie Kirk's family. A rest in peace, prayers to his family. I want to make sure that we do that. I think that it's proper to do that. It's a very sad day, very sad situation. I don't think anyone should be silenced for their political views, no matter what side of the spectrum that they're on. And I don't believe hatred should run that deep where you should want to off someone because of their political views. I don't think that's good. No melting faces today unless you put your face underneath the heat lamp at Burger King where they put their fries. Yeah. So wake me up when September ends. Well done. Yes. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Prayers to his friends and family. And prayers to everyone that had to watch that. Seriously, that was rough. Andy Lovell says, still waiting for that 2-inch pumperoni for subbing. It happens. It grows. Trust me, it grows. The news seems to be as painful as being a White Sox fan. Go Tigers. Yes. Sending thoughts from the UK. Lovely fella. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Yeah, it was very, very sad. My wife told me about that last night on the way home. That was very, very sad. Yeah. Perfect time to diversify. Yeah, precious metals are going to move. I'm telling you right now. Precious metals are going to move stronger based on this action. It's going to be uncertainty. And right now, the market is going to be weird. I'm telling you. The market is going to be weird until the 17th with Jerome Powell. So be ready for it. What you're going to see right now is you're going to see big whales moving in and big whales moving out. Trick. Gotta go. He's gotta go gardening. Kitchen Switch said that footage was brutal, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it. I don't want to see that kind of stuff. I've seen enough bad stuff in my life as it is. All right, everyone. I gotta do some dad stuff. So let's do this. Last questions right now. If you've got them, get them up on the screen. I've got to do some dad stuff here in a couple minutes. So put your questions, put your comments up right now. I will answer them last few minutes, and then I got to go. Give me a second here. stream ends in, what the hell time is it right now? In 8:48 a.m. I got to do dad duty stir. Can we have a Michael Saylor troll session? Look, all I got to do is wait for Michael Saylor to post some cringe AI art, and we could have a Michael Saylor troll session. So just throwing it out there. Where do I see BTC? I think BTC will be pretty stable until then. BTC's volatility isn't that wild. BTC is pretty much leveled off. Of course, I love you all. Who doesn't love the fans? I love the fans. That's why you, the viewer, matter most. That's why I bring your comments at the beginning of the video. What is the best idea if XRP goes to $20? It ain't going to happen this year. I'm just throwing it out there. BTC is not as volatile as the rest of crypto markets. BTC is getting very, very stabilized. It still goes up and down, but it's not as crazy as the rest of the market. XRP multiplier. I keep hearing about XRP ETFs, 100x to 500x. No, it's not going to be that crazy. Yes, I'm going to do an update. I'm going to do a summary video on CPI. I'm going to do an update video on the altcoins roaring. I'm going to touch on the SEC delays. Yes, because there was new SEC delays regarding XRP ETFs, Solana ETFs, staking ETFs. We're going to talk about the market. More news that's breaking later today. News is negative. Why is BTC not dumping? Because BTC is looked as digital gold, so it's a little bit more boring than the rest of the markets. I wish my kiddos needed me to do dad stuff. Sean, your kids always need you, man. They just need you in different ways as they get older. What type of cheese is not your cheese? Biz nacho cheese. Biz is nacho cheese. That's right. And what other cheese? From under cheese. From under my balls. Quentin Miller says, Klaus, do you believe this is the plan to buy more time for the crypto market? No, to be honest with you, I think this is the bigs out there not knowing what to do. I don't think the bigs have a firm grasp on what's going on. Since you like Tarkov, have you tried Delta Force? No, I'm still grinding in Tarkov. Come on. Tarkov is home. I have to protect home. Don't go on Woods map unless you want a piece of me or interchange. Don't go on Woods or interchange unless you want a piece of me. Andrew says, good luck with Pup, Klaus. Hope she's all right. And same to you. Hope you're keeping together with the cameras off. Looking forward to the breaking news. Good, bad, happy, or sad. Yes, Andrew, they upped my doctor's appointment. I get to see the doctor earlier because they saw what was on my CAT scan. So they called me yesterday. They were like, bro, we got your CAT scan results. You want to come in earlier and talk about it? And I was like, well, I guess so. So that's good, right? Nick Gannon says, have a great day, mate. Well, you too have a great day as well. TCFY says, have a great day with the kids. Yes, I will have a great day with the kids. Too Rare Pokemon says, Klaus, have you heard of the XRP phone coming? I don't want an XRP phone. Who the hell wanted a Solana phone? The only reason people wanted a Solana phone was that bonk shit token that was with it, and then everyone dumped that. All right, everyone, I got to get going. I got to do some dad stuff. Choo-choo, what will you know?